I divide cleaning into two types for myself. These are maintaining cleanliness and urgent waste incident management. Like, for example, recently in my kitchen when I spilled ground coffee. So the first type can be perfectly handled by robot vacuums. In the second case, cordless vacuum cleaners are probably the best helpers. The Dreame R line of vacuum cleaners represents a variety of these helpers. Moreover, the line includes both a very simple basic model and an almost futuristic top model with an extensive set of additional accessories. Let's take a closer look at them and see how they work together with you. Let's get started. It's always interesting to take a peek inside the box of a brand new vacuum cleaner, or any device for that matter. And here you can see three very similar vacuum cleaners but with quite different sets. In the case of the simplest model, the R10, it includes the vacuum cleaner itself, a metal tube for the main brush, a standard universal motorized brush, a small motorized brush, a retractable flexible nozzle, and a standard crevice tool. And for charging, there's the power supply unit. It charges a removable battery of 7 cells with a capacity of 2500 mAh each. The R10 Pro includes a similar set with an extra brush for hard surfaces. It has two motorized brushes. So the R10 Pro has two large motorized brushes, one universal for floors and carpets and another with a soft roller specifically for hard floors. And the power supply unit from the set charges a larger battery with 7 cells, each with a capacity of 3000 mAh. Finally, the R20 set includes the device itself. The tube here is not made of metal but carbon fiber, which means it's even lighter but just as strong. There are also two brushes, a universal one and a soft roller brush for hard surfaces separately. A small motorized brush, short dense nozzle, a bend for better maneuverability while cleaning, and a long flexible nozzle, and the charging holder for the vacuum cleaner and accessories. So this model can not only be stored but also charged on this holder simply by placing it here, because it has special contacts right here and the power supply connects directly to it. This is noticeably more convenient than the standard holders without charging and accessory storage in the 10th models. Alright Kat, let's move on. Besides the set, the second important difference is the power. The Dreame R10 has a suction power of 120 AW, the R10 Pro has 150 AW, and the R20 boasts 190 AW. Along with the different suction powers and batteries, we also have quite different runtimes. Model-wise, it goes up to 60 minutes on a single charge for the R10, 65 minutes for the R10 Pro, and up to 90 minutes for the R20. These are all figures in minimum power mode without motorized brushes. The R10 Pro lasts up to 65 minutes on a single charge, and the R20 lasts up to 90 minutes. These are all figures in minimum power mode without motorized brushes. These are all the figures in minimum power mode without motorized brushes. Each of these vacuum cleaners has different modes and settings, whatever you want to call them. For example, the Dreame R10 has 3 power settings. You can select it with this switch. The vacuum cleaner is turned on with a button. If you hold it, it works. If you let go, the work will stop. But there's also another button that locks the working mode, so the vacuum won't turn off like it usually does. The charging information is visible on the side of the removable battery. This same indicator will blink while charging. The Dreame R10 Pro completely mirrors its younger brother, the R10, in terms of control modes and indicators. Here we have 3 power modes, a constant operation lock, and a charge indicator. And the Dreame R20 is noticeably more advanced. Well, first of all, there's a high-quality color display here, but it's not just about the color display. There are 2 operating modes here, a more powerful turbo mode and an automatic mode. The powerful mode is clear, but when the indicator is green, the vacuum cleaner automatically changes power depending on the amount of dust on the floor. So, only this model is smart enough to automatically adjust its power and accordingly its runtime. All of this is needed to clean for as long as possible on a single charge, and of course, to make the cleaning as effective as possible, because where needed, the vacuum will automatically adjust its power. Not bad, so we have 3 different models with varying power levels, different runtimes, and different accessories, but that's definitely not all. Because where needed, the vacuum will automatically adjust its power by itself. We have 3 models. Each brush has backlighting for easy cleaning and spotting dirt. Dreame R20 has a stronger light. The main brush of each model has backlighting, which makes it really convenient to clean under furniture and generally easier to spot dirt on the floor. But only the Dreame R20 model has a more powerful light. And the backlighting here is kind of neon-like, and thanks to this backlighting, the dust seems to glow. You just can't miss it by accident. That's a really cool feature. Well, that's convenient, of course. I want to emphasize that even the cheapest model has backlighting. Each vacuum cleaner can be used with both motor shields and passive nozzles. You need to understand that with a motorized brush, the vacuums drain faster. And all the maximum runtime results I mentioned earlier were specifically noted with passive attachments, not with this kind of motorized brush, but with passive ones. So, these are the maximum results I achieved specifically with the motorized brush. Hello there, friend. For the first time, I encountered these interesting attachments with a retractable and, most importantly, flexible design in these models. Honestly, I haven't seen such solutions before. If you've seen something like this in other models, let me know in the comments. First of all, when extended, these attachments are incredibly long and can reach some very distant and awkward places. Secondly, that flexibility is also a cool advantage, allowing you to peek behind furniture or into various nooks, like in a car. I really appreciated the manufacturer's ingenuity. Here are the main user points regarding vacuum cleaners, and now let's dive into some details. After cleaning, it's very easy to empty the vacuum cleaner of debris. The container opens from the bottom. You can also completely remove the cyclone system, disassemble it, and even wash it. But that's not all. You can even take out these main filters and even wash them. Although it is not often necessary to do this, only in extreme cases. Well, if you have already washed it, then be sure to dry all the parts completely. This is important. And the manufacturer actually recommends drying the parts and filters for a whole day. A very simple, short conclusion. I sat down and thought about what was unusual that I saw in these vacuum cleaners. And there's something interesting here. These vacuum cleaners operate a bit more quietly than the ones I've encountered before. Although in terms of characteristics, there seems to be nothing so unusual here. But especially with the passive nozzle, these vacuum cleaners, even in turbo mode, are not as loud as anything I've encountered so far. My goodness, I've probably reviewed over a dozen similar vacuum cleaners, and it's getting hard to surprise me with anything at all. So, the main question is, which model should you choose from these three? This basic model lights debris and cleans furniture well. On the one hand, it can do everything you need. It detects trash and it's powerful enough even to clean furniture. It's actually quite difficult to get dust and dirt out of soft furniture. But if you have the option, it's better to go for a more powerful PRO version. You'll get a better battery and an extra brush, reducing cleaning time with fewer movements on furniture and carpets. For small areas with few carpets, the regular R10 model suffices. The R20 model, top of the line, adjusts itself for more power and autonomy. It includes a holder for accessories and charges the vacuum. The R20 model is the top of the line option that can adjust itself, so you get even more noticeable power and greater autonomy. And there's an even cooler holder with space for accessories that charges the vacuum cleaner. Well, most likely you'll need all these features if you have a large cleaning area or if you need to clean more often. Well, for example, when you have a little one at home who is always getting into mischief, or a pet that does something similar. And there's one more completely honest reason. You just want the best of these three vacuum cleaners and you have the opportunity to get one for yourself.